Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Are you on fire? I am so inspired by the Penny talking about the history of CPI, and also Mr. Garland Nexon. He left? Okay, you're not alone. When you read from exit, you'll be ignored. But somebody called me today. I hijacked something. I hijacked the message. And it's, no, people are saying like that, and sometimes it affects you. But I believe that if you have purpose and you want to focus on that, your idealism, and if you have God in your heart, it will not affect you, because there is a song saying, do not be slave to fear because you're a child of God. Amen? Amen. So I have a privilege to know Mr. Caleb Maupin, for the founder and director of the Center for Political Innovations USA, through Family Federation for World Peace, because he goes there for Sunday service in Manhattan, I think in 43rd. And the first time I knew him, I was like, is he a Mormon? Because he dressed up like the Mormon, right? The Mormon missionary, actually. But anyway, when I start talking to him, I realized that this guy has an unshakable optimism. Can you imagine if you talk about innovations? So I began to research what is innovation. As a person who has, we have an NGO at the United Nations, and our NGO has the consultative status at ECOSOC. And the name of our NGO is Center Policy Research International. So we research, but we focus on the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And in the United Nations, we encourage innovation and partnership. And for me, as I learned from the unification thought, I believe that innovation and creativity are intertwined. They don't really separate. So innovation is like a spark that drives progress. It's about finding new ways to solve problems, right? To solve the problems and creating new and fresh ideas, something that make us more creative, you know. Same as creativity. Creativity fuels innovations. And because of this, I believe that there's possibility of change, possible change, positive impact of what we're doing. I know you have all the list of rallies and all the attending seminars in Russia, but for me, I was a missionary in Russia. I was in Belarus. And I was there when the change of the Commonwealth states from the Russian Federation, Russian USSR, and I was there, and I can see firsthand the experience, because experience of the change from communism to being changing into what is that they said? What's the name of the Russia now? Right. So, but anyway, I realized that, because we met a lot of members of the ruling class, actually. But I'm just giving you my slight experience, because I will be talking about religious freedom. So we witnessed to the ruling class, and they explained to us what's going on. And it really changed my mind and my heart about the concept of communism. But anyway, innovation in the Philippines is it's not only technological. Innovation is like social. Social means you make a connection, a bond, a chain of love. Like in the Philippines, I'm from the Philippines, by the way. In the Philippines, we master the art of joy in the midst of suffering. If you look at the television, there is floods. There is earthquakes. And people are smiling and happy, and they're just like when I was there, when there was flooding, the children were so happy because they have a huge swimming pool. Anyway, and then we mastered resilience. It's not only a buzzy words for leadership seminar, but this is a mechanism for survival. And also we created a culture where a chain of love and connection, a bond, that even a jeepney driver can give his lunch to you, to anyone stranger. And if you go to Philippines, everyone calls you ate, kuya, means uncle, aunts, grandma, grandpa. So there's kind of bond. That's what I meant for being social, to live a life where there is connection and love centered on God. Anyway, I want to share with you about religious freedom. Because today, I study religious freedom in America, and it started in 1649 in the Maryland Act about religious freedom, where you had the right to practice your religion and right to your beliefs and no persecution. And even throughout the world, America is more lucky because we have that. You can worship anywhere. But in other countries of the world, religious freedom is being suppressed. I was in Singapore when we are not allowed to worship because of the marginalized our movement. But anyway, I'm talking about the Family Federation for World Peace and Unification. If you heard about in 1954, if you heard about Reverend Sun Myung Moon, has anybody heard about him? He's very controversial. And his wife, Dr. Hak Jahan, they built this movement, they called it movement, in order to really bring unity in the world. So they have a lot of global projects that we were into interfaith dialogue, They build summits where scientists and religious people come together. We called it ICOS, International Unity for Science and Religion, where the scientists and religion come together. They're inseparable, We talk about bringing all parliamentarians together to talk about peace, they champion peace. So they have the Family Federation for World Peace is focused on peace initiatives. And they also reach out, not only political leaders, but religious leaders to come together from the ground up, come to unite. Unity is our path. Unite centered on God and understanding that we are family, one family under God. Amen? And so we have the projects even in the Philippines. We are educating our young people for, we called it causa. We fight against ideology, and we introduce Godism, that God is the center of our lives. And if we feel that way, then there's no conflict, because love is not conflict. Love is embracing. Love is accepting. Love is tolerant, patience, if you say in the Bible. But they built this even during the time of when Reverend Moon was still alive. He made a proposal to the professors from the Philippines. We went to Japan because he wanted to build a tunnel that would connect Japan and Korea. Because the history, Japan invaded Korea. And he has no resentment about that. He just wanted to have an easy access, friendship. And he has a lot of programs that build connection. And so I was one of the delegates going to Japan with my professors from the prestigious university in the Philippines, De La Salle, University of the Philippines. And we watched the structure being built. And at that very moment, he spoke about, we're going to build a Bering Strait connecting Alaska and Russia. He made, and a lot of professors or scientists did the research, how it is possible. So that's in one of his programs. And basically so these are all just the infrastructure, the projects that he has built up. But there's a lot of them because he tapped in, and not only building bridges, emphasizing peace, but he also tapped in culture. You know, our culture are we wanted to have a culture where there's a God-centered, people can feel this is the original ideal. And even the core teaching of the Family Federation is family coming together, you know, husband and wife, that we are brothers and sisters, we are one family. And he also started to build, even he wanted to create, he proposed to have a peace garden. You know, in Korea there is the Panmunjom, the Port 38 parallel. So he built that one, a peace park. And even he invested in North Korea. He even met Kim Il-sung, if you see that. So they are actually the peacemaker. And then many times in his life he has been threatened. Even they wanted to kill him. North Korea wants to kill him. He was born in North Korea. But because he doesn't hold resentment and grudges, he went to reach out to him and said, we want to help you. Let's build our country together, you know. We are one family. And he even met Gorbachev in one of the conference and the summit. So this is the kind of person that he's been building up. And then when he passed away in January 2012, his wife, Dr. Hak Jahan took over the movement. And they have been working together, the Sunhak Prize, reaching out to different prime ministers. She traveled to Africa, Asia, Europe, all over the world, just for one reason, to build a family centered on God, one family under God, through a blessing movement. And of course, they help a lot of political programs for the purpose of helping them to understand that the goal of humanity is not we are divided, we are family. And so right now, because of that work, the persecution is now targeting Dr. Hak Jahan. And right now she's sitting in the detention center in South Korea. So we are here because we want to appeal to the international community that there's a lot of misunderstanding, there's a lot of people would judge you, and without knowing and understanding and even studying what they're doing. So Dr. Hak Jahan is in the detention center, and he's been in there for more than 100 days. And she's an 83 years old woman, and she has some health problems. She just have a heart problem. And you know, the reason why we are here, because we wanted to let you know that she was called for just questioning. And for no reason, not even indictment, she was put into the detention center. No indictment, not even conviction. And because of this, we wanted to appeal that the South Korean government would realize to release, we called her the Mother of Peace. She championed the peace works at the United Nations. So it is our first time to rally actually in Times Square. We shout, and with the help of Caleb, we shout, release the Mother of Peace. Can you join me? Release the Mother of Peace. 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 Thank you. She didn't do anything. And when she was questioned by the persecutors, the judges, she said, I don't want politics. I don't want to run president. I don't want to take over politics. I just want to bring all the children of God back to God, to our Heavenly Parent. And, you know, she's innocent. It's right there. And we want to appeal to you. I know you have been through a lot in your fight for religious freedom. And sometimes when people speak of, I want to build the world, the kingdom of heaven on earth, so people think, oh, this woman is going to dominate the world. So they think in a different way. They're going to take over us, the government, so they find fault in her. And that's why we're appealing to you, because this is really painful to me, because Mother Moon helped me when we were doing a lot of the project at the United Nations, women's advocacy. The UN Women, we work on protecting old women. We protect young children. So for her, it's painful because the United Nations, she has a lot of work there that focusing on women's empowerment, overcoming poverty. They even build a huge factory in Alaska that would put the fish powder into like the seafood industry, so that at the end of the times when people are hungry, they have the store for powder for food. So these kind of people think of helping humanity, and now in South Korea they're thinking that she's a threat to their freedom, to their political ambitions. So before I end, I'd like to quote from our United Nations Secretary General, which is aligned with our vision too. He said, narrow the gap, bridge the divide, rebuild trust so that people can come together. Unity is our path, and the future depends on it. And I hope you all CPI fans, members, advocate, and supporters could really align yourself and understand that we are one family, right? And before I end, I would like to share with you the words of this is the word of our Dr. Hak Jahan, who's being detained in Korea, despite of what they did to her, no conviction, being detained. Even she was not allowed to post bail. So this injustice is not tolerable. Eh? Do you understand me? So this is what Mother Moon said, to experience true peace, we must first practice true love. Without true love, without expectation of reward, which align to what Mother Teresa said, teach your heart to accept disappointment, because peace begins when expectation ends. Thank you very much. God bless you.